Alright, in this video I'm going to be demonstrating how to make methods in NetBeans and using Java. And my idea is I'm going to build a geometry calculator to calculate the area of 3 different shapes. We're going to do the area of a triangle, area of a rectangle, and area of a circle. So let me show you how this works. So I'm going to create a new project. Next, I'm going to call it geometry calculator. Okay, and then just get rid of our comments here. Okay. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm actually going to design my methods first before I even build any of my code. I'm going to build my methods first and then make the code in the main fit my method. So I'll show you how to make them. So let's do the area of a rectangle first. So now when I make my methods, the first thing I'm going to do is go public and then static. And the next piece here has to be what kind of information I'm going to get back from my method. So because I'm going to do the area, it's going to calculate a number and it's going to send me back a number. I'm going to use a double. And I'm going to go rect area. That's going to be the name of the method. I need to put 2 inputs. So I'm going to go double width and double length. Okay. So this is my method definition. So what's happening is the name of the method is called rect area. I have 2 inputs. One is called double width and one's called double length. And the double in front right here, that just means I'm going to send back a double. So the answer I'm going to get returned out of here is going to be a double. So now because it's a rectangle, I can do something like this. So double area equals it's length times width. Length times width. Actually, maybe I should change the order of these. I usually think of length first, so length and then width. So I just swapped the order there. That might be important later on in your main program. The order of these does matter, so you have to know which one's length and width. Although in this case, they're just being multiplied, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so this is going to be my area calculation, and the last thing I'm going to do is just return it. So return area. Now, what you could have done, because if you think about it, right, this area is just equal to this. You could have just put return length times width, and that would have been good enough. You don't have to do a separate variable, but for this point, I'm just going to do it like this. So I've got one of them done, and I'll show you how this thing works. So let's get started with the program, and then I'll do the other ones after that. So let's go scanner input equals new scanner system in. So we can create a scanner object, and we're going to fix our imports. Fix imports. And now what I'm going to do is make like a little menu here. So let's see. Println, please select from the following. And then I'm going to put println. 1 is for a rectangle. And then /n means enter new line, right? 2 for what was it, triangle. And then /n 3 for circle. And then we'll go ahead and get that number. So let's make another variable for this. Int shape. And down here we can go shape equals input.next int. Like that. So now I've got, let's just run it and make sure it looks okay. Just make sure we're good at this point. You never know. You just want to make sure this thing looks good before you start going. Please select from the following. You know, I've typed in 2. Okay, it worked. So I've got my numbers stored into shape. Now I'm going to use if statements to make my decisions here. So I'm going to go if shape equals 1. That means we're rectangle, right? So if that's the case, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask the user for the length and width of the rectangle. So let's go double length. Let's go L and W. And I'm purposely doing these different because I want them to be different than these ones right now. Although they can be the same, doesn't make a difference. So system.out.print. This time I'm going to use print. Please enter the length of the rectangle. That. And then I'm going to get the length. So it's going to be input dot next double. That. So this is a double. This is not an int. And I'll do the same thing for the width. System.out print. Use print, not println. It'll look better, I think. Please enter the width of the rectangle. So W equals input dot next double. Okay. Again, I'm going to run it right now just to make sure appearance-wise it looks okay. Although all I'm doing is asking these numbers and it doesn't do anything. So 1 for rectangle. Please enter the length. I do 4. Please enter the width. I do 5. Okay. So appearance-wise, I'm pretty happy with it. So let's see how we actually call this thing now. So if I want to get the area of this thing, I'm going to go like this. So double area equals, and I'm going to go rect area, because that's the name of the method down here. I'm going to send it 2 numbers. The 2 numbers I'm going to send it is going to be L, and I'm going to also send it W like this. And after that I can print it out. Area equals plus area. Okay, let's run it and then I'll walk you through step by step what's happening again here. So number 1, I'm going to select a rectangle. The length, let's do 3 and 4. So the area should be 12, right? The length of the rectangle is 3, width is 4, the area is 12. That's perfect. Okay, so what's happening here is I'm getting the length and the width from the keyboard, and they're being labeled, or the variables I'm using is L and W. Then on line 24, this line right here, what I'm doing is I'm setting the area equal to the method called rect area, and I'm sending it an L and W as its inputs. So what happens now is Java will look for the rect area method, which is down here on line 30. It's going to jump down here. And this L variable, right, it's called L here, is now basically going to be relabeled as length. That's its new variable name inside the method. So between here, this curly bracket, and this curly bracket, it's now known as length. It gets relabeled because that's the variable name I'm using internally here. The W gets relabeled as width. So it's the same value, it's just now it has different variable names. So inside of here, it does the calculation where it figures out the area of that thing, and then it returns it, and it returns it back to where it came from, which is this line. So the result of this method call is 12, and that's why the area equals 12. So it prints it out like that. So I'm hoping that makes some sense to you. So this variable name does not need to be the same as this. In fact, you could just have a number here. You could have like 5, and it would still work. It's just whatever input you have here, it goes into this spot, and it gets sort of relabeled as this word, so as length and then as width. But it still works the same way. It's just inside this method, it now has a new name. Okay, so it looks like the rectangle area is good to go. Let's go ahead and do the triangle next. So I'm going to make the triangle method first. Area of a triangle. And I'm going to go public static double again. I'm going to go try area. And for this one I need a base and a height, right? It's 1/2 base times height is what I'm thinking of. So it's double base, double height. And we'll do the same thing. So double area equals base times height divided by 2.0, like that. Okay, base times height divided by 2. And then we return the area. We have to send it back because we stated right here that we're sending back a double. You have to have a return that also sends back a double. If you take that line out, it doesn't like it. You get a red error. It says missing return statement. You have to send back a double for this to work. Okay, so my method is called try area, and I got to send it the base first, followed by the height. So let's do shape 2. It's very similar to the rectangle, actually. Just a little bit different questions, so I'm going to paste that. And we're doing shape 2 this time. And we're doing base and height. And so please enter the base of the triangle. And this will be base. And then I'm going to do the height next. Please enter the height. Oh, that should be triangle. Instead of W, I'm going to put height here. And then the area is going to be tri area instead of rect area. Tri area. And we're putting base and then height. Okay. So it's basically the same exact code, except this time I'm doing base and the height, and I'm sending it to a different method. So you can copy and paste it, or you can just type it up from scratch, whatever you'd like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, base and height, please enter the base of the triangle, we get the base. Please enter the height of the triangle, get the height. Then we call up tri area with the base followed by the height. And this time we did use the same variable names. And we print out the area. Let's run it, make sure this thing works. Okay, so this time I'm going to do triangle. And if I do 8 and 4, so the base is 8, height is 4, that should be 16, I believe. Yeah. So the answer is 16. So that's how we get the area of the triangle. Now we'll do the third one. We're going to do the area of the circle. Area of a circle. So it'd be the same sort of things. Public, static, double, circle, area. But this time I only need a single input. I need the radius for this. So we're going to go double radius. And the formula again would be double area equals, it's pi r squared. So what I'm going to use is, instead of just 3.14, because that's a little bit inaccurate, I'm going to go math dot pi right here, this guy. That's a number right here. It's more significant, or it's got more digits in it. So I'm going to use the exact thing. So math dot pi times, and we want to do radius squared. So I could just go times radius, or I can use the math function again. I'm going to go math dot pow of radius, comma 2, like that. And that should work. Hopefully I didn't get these in the wrong order. But this will basically do radius squared. So this is the base, and this is the exponent here. Okay? So that should give me some pi and then radius squared. That should work for the area. Let's return it. Okay, and then in my main here, I got to add the option for the shape 3. So that's my circle one. Okay, so I only need a radius this time, so double radius. And I only need one question. Print, not print a line. Please enter the circle radius. And then we can go radius equals input dot next double. It's just like the last one, except I only have one variable this time instead of 2. And then we can get the area. So double area equals, and the method I'm going to call is circle area, and I got to send it a value. I'm going to send it the radius. And then finally we just print it out. Area equals, oops, plus area. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Hopefully it works. So we do circle. If I do radius of 2, that would basically be r squared. That would give me a 4 times pi. It should be close to 12. Let's see if it works. Yeah, that is the correct answer. So it definitely worked out. So we got 3.14 times 2 squared, which is 4, which is pretty good. Let's try one more time. Let's do another number. We'll do circle. We'll do the radius of 3. So 3 squared would give me 9. 9 times pi would be around 27. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So again, in this lesson here, the big thing I wanted to show you is how these methods work. and how you can jump from the main part of your class with these method calls like this here, and to jump to different sections of your program. Now again, what's really useful about this is this triangle area calculation. I can copy that and paste it into any program I want now, and that will work. And all I got to do is just call it exactly the way I did right here. So it's a totally separated piece of code, which is really, really handy. These ones are kind of small, but if you had like a huge calculation, it'd be very useful to have this totally separated like this. So again, this is a little demonstration of doing 3 different method calls within Java to create a small mini geometry calculator.